What's up, crypto people? If you're new here, I'm Kevin Crates. We go over 5 charts every day. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, DOT, and ADA. I am feeling bullish, guys. As far as price action goes, I'm feeling very bullish about the current state of the market. This is a very different market than what we've been dealing with the last few months, and I'll give you guys an example of that. Bitcoin, as far as price action goes over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin spikes up to 48,000 momentarily and drops down hard and fast down to the low 46,000s. It's grinded back up ever since, but what stood out to me about that price action was the way the altcoins reacted. I mean, keep in mind, Cardano's trading around $2.20. Binance is trading above $400. XRP is trading around $1.30 practically. And everything else, I mean, Polkadot is grinded back up into the 20s. I am extremely bullish on Polkadot, as well as Solana trading around $44. I am insanely bullish on Solana. We're going to be talking about both of those later today. They're definitely part of my top picks as far as the market goes, but the entire market, it really doesn't matter what we talk about right now. Everything looks insanely bullish. So let's jump over to the charts. Let's take a closer look at price action and talk more in detail about what is going on in the market today. Looking at Bitcoin's daily chart, let's zoom in here, turn on our notes from last time. So I wanted to wait until this candle closed, and it just closed about 5 minutes ago. You can see here 23.55. This new daily candle is about 5 days old, but this candle right here, let me grab the pen tool, has just closed, and that is a very bullish close. I want to make sure price action stays above 46.7, 46.8, which is that resistance level that it couldn't get past on the daily chart over here. But the fact that this candle closed like that is extremely bullish in my opinion. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum's charts. Let's turn the notes off for a moment here. As far as these charts go, Bitcoin and Ethereum just look like they're ready to go on the daily, especially for a breakout. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, Ethereum, in my opinion, has been carrying this market. Bitcoin's definitely been pumping of its own accord lately, but as far as jump starting this market back to life, I have to feel like this Ethereum uptrend that has just been unchallenged this entire time. I mean, look at it. It hasn't even challenged the Kumo cloud. Just a straight uptrend ever since July 20th. And then after EIP 1559, just a continued perfect uptrend with no challenges of the Kumo cloud. Ethereum looks insanely bullish. I mean, look at the 1-day chart on Ethereum, and let's compare this to Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum's 1-day chart. Look at this straight line. And yes, there's some pullbacks in there. Yes, there's some red candles, but look at these red candles closely. Do these really look like massive pullback days? Ethereum has just been consistently, slowly going up in price, and Bitcoin a little bit choppier here or there, but Bitcoin has definitely been pumping as well. But I still feel like this is Ethereum carrying the market, and there is a reason that we're talking about the comparison of Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of this pump. Because I still see a lot of people talking about Bitcoin, 2017 Bitcoin, and all that stuff. And as far as price action goes, let's just say you can sell me on that. Let's just say that you can sell me on the fact that Bitcoin right around here is going to run into something and that prices are going to go crashing back down to the low 30s and the mid 20s. And then from there, Bitcoin will continue to pump. Let's say for the sake of this argument that I'm sold on that theory. The only thing I have to also add to that is now I want you to sell me on Ethereum. Because Ethereum is not going to pump alone. Ethereum is not going to keep pumping towards $4,000 if Bitcoin is crashing towards $20,000. The question that I'm trying to ask you is, do you see a situation where Ethereum dips back down to the low 2000s and not everybody you know is trying to buy some? Do you see a situation where Ethereum is around $1,700 again anytime soon and not everybody you know is trying to buy some? Because as far as my opinion goes on that, I can't see that happening, at least not anytime soon. And potentially, I don't want to say it's never going to happen again because, you can't predict the markets like that. But from what we know with what is going on with Ethereum, this isn't some mystery pump. You can literally go to a website every day and see how much Ethereum is being burned. You can keep track of it. Hundreds of millions of dollars a week worth of Ethereum is being burned and removed from circulation. And that has to be a part of this. That has to be a part of this absolutely consistent, not wild. We don't see anything like this going on with Ethereum. We don't see Ethereum spiking like it's some meme coin that's going to the moon. We just see a very consistent daily pump, almost like somebody is just buying some every day, just buying the right amount more than is being sold. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I'm saying that we do know Ethereum is being burned daily. I just feel that that is what is giving Bitcoin as well as the entire market this opportunity to pump, because let's just zoom out here for a moment and just look at Ethereum. Ethereum's all-time high was around 4,300. Ethereum's trading around 3,200 for the first time since pretty much, the last time it was anywhere near 3,200 would be right around here. So last time, May 19th, what do you know, that legendary day. But as far as price action goes for Ethereum, the last time it was anywhere near 3,200 was around May 19th. And before that, Ethereum was trading around close to $4,000. And then above that, it was trading around $4,000, around 4,300, 4,400. Ethereum is not that far away from its all-time high. Ethereum is pushed up in price quite a bit. Ethereum's market cap has gone up exponentially from where it was down here. And that has to have some kind of effect on the crypto space because of the way that Bitcoin affects the crypto space. The higher Bitcoin pumps, the higher the market cap goes for the entire crypto space. Therefore, the higher the entire crypto space's prices go. And now we have Ethereum doing something very similar. We have Ethereum, the second largest market cap as far as cryptocurrencies go, pumping fairly close to its all-time highs. And that is what I feel is having this effect on the entire market and giving Bitcoin the opportunity to pump to higher prices. But keep in mind, that's just my opinion, the same way that some people have the opinion that Bitcoin is going to be flying to 100,000 soon, and some people have the opinion that Bitcoin is going to be crashing to the low 30s and the 20,000s. What I'm saying about what I'm seeing with Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's just what my opinion based off of what I'm seeing unfold on the charts, and we'll find out in the coming weeks and months what is going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum and where price action is headed. So let's talk about short to midterm price targets like we always do here. As far as price action goes, 48.7 is still my target, but like we saw today with Bitcoin spiking up to around 48,000. Let's jump to the 1 hour chart where things are a little bit more clear. You can see here, Bitcoin right around here peaks to around 48.1, I believe. Yeah, 48.2 actually, and then comes crashing down hard. Keep in mind, these are each hourly candles. So over the course of 2 hours, Bitcoin goes from around 48.2 all the way down to technically even lower here around 45.9, which was quite the fall in price, and all the altcoins did take a big hit. But the way that the altcoins held their price and the way that Bitcoin has trended back up feels very similar to back when the market was in a much more bullish state. And again, this 4 hour chart for Bitcoin looked a little choppy back here, but it is looking much stronger, keeping a much stronger uptrend here. You can see that Kumo cloud nice and wide showing that uptrend, and Bitcoin trending far away from that Kumo cloud. Let me just move the camera over here. As far as price action goes, not just that, it's above the conversion line. Baseline and conversion line are nice and spread out. They're not squished over like they were here. Over here, that's a bit more of a tense situation where they're kind of squished together. But you can see here, conversion line is up here. Baseline is spreading out. Kumo cloud is way down here. This is nice and wide. Lagging span back out there. So what we are still seeing on Bitcoin, and especially on Ethereum, but Bitcoin as well now, is a very decent uptrend and a very strong uptrend for the time being. And as long as that stays intact, especially on Ethereum, because that's the main one I'm watching, but as long as these uptrends stay intact, that gives me confidence that prices are trending up. There will always be pullbacks here and there, but both Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing signs of a continued strong uptrend. So as far as price targets go, it's pretty simple for Bitcoin. My breakout target is around 53,000, but considering how high Bitcoin has trended, I would not be surprised in a breakout scenario to see Bitcoin possibly trend higher. But for the time being, I'm going to keep it around 53,000 and not really take a look at anything higher than that, because the fact that Bitcoin has trended up to where it's trended up, especially with all these green candles in a row on Bitcoin and Ethereum, you still have to be cautious about the fact that there may be a bit of a pullback. But Bitcoin wicking up to 48,200 and trending back down, but it's trading around 47.1 right now. That's pretty crazy considering how much of a consistent pump that's been since July 20th. Considering today's August 14th, that is basically a month, especially on Ethereum, but that has basically been a month of just a constant daily pump from both of them. Again, Bitcoin having a nice healthy pullback here, so we may see another one there, but we may have seen it right here, to be honest. So you never know as far as price targets go. You should always keep an eye out for some of these lower price targets that we're going to talk about here in a sec. But Bitcoin is still looking very bullish, and the daily chart, conversion line, baseline, lagging span, uptrend it's setting up for a possible breakout. So my current price targets for Bitcoin, 53,000 breakout target, 48.7 resistance, but it does have a bit of resistance around 48.2. As far as pullbacks go, I keep my eye on 46.7, 45.9, below that 44.3, and then 43,000. On the lower end, I keep my eye on, I kind of forget about this 42,000 to be honest, because that moving average is going to come up, and in a situation where Bitcoin is trended back down, I keep my eye on around 40,000. 40,000 is going to be the big one. If Bitcoin trends below 40,000, below these moving averages, that will be very bearish. But as far as price action goes, I'd be surprised to see it hit any of these lower price targets for the time being. And if Bitcoin does trend below 40,000, I start keeping my eye on around 38.9. But for the current time, I keep my eye on 46.7, 45.9, and on the lower end, I keep my eye on 44.3. Looking at Ethereum's daily chart, let's zoom in here, turn on our notes from last time. As far as price action goes, you can see here Ethereum having a very similar close to Bitcoin with that candle right next to that giant green daily candle. Again, not the best daily close, but it is a very decent daily close, and it does give price action the opportunity to set up in this bullish zone. But as far as price action goes, I mean, Bitcoin's chart looks choppy. We've talked about that for quite some time. The Bitcoin's daily chart doesn't look great. Neither does the 4-hour chart. Again, don't get me wrong, decent uptrend, but again, nowhere near what we're seeing from Ethereum. Ethereum's uptrend ever since July 20th, so basically about a month ago, has just been on this absolutely insane uptrend, showing no signs of slowing down. Where I may possibly start to feel a little bit bearish about price action is when I see Ethereum on this 4-hour chart challenge or enter that Kumo cloud, more so if I see it pop out the other side. But as far as price action goes, I mean, look at Bitcoin's 4-hour chart. You can see here, it did challenge the Kumo cloud, it did enter it, but it got a nice bounce on the other end and continued to trend up. And that could always happen with Ethereum. But the reason I'm feeling very bullish, the reason that for those of you who've been here a while and know that I've never been the most bullish person as far as price action, we've always talked about lower price targets. It is this Ethereum uptrend, because I've seen no signs of it slowing down just yet. And that is my indication that this uptrend is going to continue across the market. And at times there may be dips. I mean, at times we may even see Ethereum dip all the way down to here in the next 24 hours. We may see Ethereum dip around 31.50. So we may see Ethereum drop $100. And in that scenario, we may see Bitcoin as well drop quite a bit down to 45.9 or lower. And that would be a very substantial drop compared to what has been going on. And we would see altcoins take a hit. However, that would not mean this uptrend is over, in my opinion. That would just be a drop like we saw here. And again, for those of you who are new here, I just like to remind people, each one of these candles is 4 hours. So keep in mind, this fall right here lasted about 16 hours or so, this right here. This area right here where price had dipped down was around 24 hours basically of price hanging in that dip down zone before continuing the uptrend. So as far as these pullbacks go, sometimes they will take half a day or longer, but as long as this uptrend stays intact, I'm still feeling bullish about this market action. So as far as price targets go on the daily chart, my highest breakout target is around 4,000 because Ethereum has trended up quite a bit. And that 3,500 range, there isn't quite a lot of resistance there. And Ethereum's constant steady uptrend, I would not be surprised if this is where possibly the breakout ends up starting up. And we see a lot of ups and downs before we get there, but we may just see Ethereum continue to take off in that scenario. So as far as the potential breakout goes, which we are seeing the possibility for on this daily chart for Bitcoin and Ethereum, as far as this setup goes, as far as price targets go, I keep my eye on around 35.64, and above there, I keep my eye on around 4,000 for Ethereum. As far as pullbacks go, I'll be keeping my eye on around 3,200. Below that, 3,100. I'll give it some leeway as far as price action goes. It can dip a little bit below there. That's just outside the Kumo cloud. On the lower end now, I keep my eye on around 3,000. I do not want to see Ethereum trading under $3,000 because that would be some indication that it may possibly be on the other end of the Kumo cloud on the 4-hour chart, indicating that that uptrend might be losing a bit of steam. And on the lowest ends for Ethereum, I'll keep my eye on around 29,000, and on the lower end, 2630. Looking at Solana's daily chart, I am extremely bullish on Solana. I mean, I've talked about it on this channel for some time, but the more and more stuff that keeps happening, the more and more I get bullish on Solana. And I might have to do a video on it in the future, just talking about why I'm bullish on Solana. But to sum it up, to make it nice and quick for this video, is the fact that Solana is DeFi. Solana's NFTs are starting to pop off. If you guys aren't following that, there are some very popular Solana NFTs, and not to mention the Solana DeFi space is going to grow massively in my opinion. And those are two things that draw a lot of money into the space. And from what I understand, Solana is going to be cheaper and faster than Ethereum. But at the end of the day, we're not here to talk about Solana's details. I just want to talk about price action, but I'm very bullish on Solana. If the market does go back into a bullish state, I would be very surprised to not see Solana fly past all-time highs. But as far as price targets go for the time being, as far as price targets go, Solana is pressed right up against resistance around 44. But as far as the entire market goes, the entire market, including Solana, is in a bit of a weird space. We've had this insane pump ever since July 20th, and it makes adding to long-term positions in this area a bit of a risk. The only things I personally added to my long-term positions during that dip were Polkadot, Solana, and Ethereum. And as far as that goes, I picked up most of my Solana in the low 20s. Would have been real nice to pick some up under 20, as some lucky people did. But as far as these price targets go, there is the bit of a risk as far as the market goes, because again, keep in mind, we've been pumping insanely for about a month now. And the market is pretty much right in the middle of either a substantial breakout or a very large pullback to correct this insane 1 month pump. Now, Ethereum's price action does have me feeling very bullish, but at the same time, I always do feel very cautious. But with Solana, I'm very bullish. I'm even tempted to add some at these higher price targets, but I'm going to be holding off for the time being. But I am extremely bullish on the potential of Solana. We'll probably do a video soon just talking about Solana, Polkadot, the NFTs and projects and DeFi, everything that's coming out in those spaces. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that video when it drops. But as far as price targets go for the time being, Solana is pressed right up against 44 resistance. If it can show strength above there, I would not be surprised to see Solana push up to around $50. And if it can maintain that bullish momentum, 57 and above, new all-time highs for Solana. As far as pullback targets go, I keep my eye on around $40, below that 37, and on the lower end, $34 for Solana. Looking at Polkadot's daily chart, let's turn our notes on from last time we talked about Polkadot. We talked about Polkadot yesterday, but I'm very bullish on what I've seen from Polkadot over the last 24, 48 hours. Polkadot, as long as the market keeps pumping, Polkadot is one of those things that just recovered slow. And with Cardano pushing to new all-time highs potentially soon, we'll talk about Cardano in a minute, I see Polkadot recovering very strongly as long as this bullish momentum continues in the market. Let's look at Polkadot's 4-hour chart. I'll show you guys this extreme uptrend that Polkadot has been showing ever since around July 20th. And keep in mind, Polkadot was trading around $10. And that is absolutely insane. Like I said, Polkadot is one of those things that around May 19th, when the market crashed, was pushing towards new all-time highs. It was pushing towards $50. And then the market just tanked. And Polkadot never really got that bounce. I know Kusama had some very decent bounces, but Polkadot was something that just continued to drop lower and lower and lower, all the way down to even, I think it touched just around the low $10. Was it ever around $9? No, it was around the low $10 range. And ever since then, it's just been ripping back up in price. Look at this very perfect uptrend on the 4-hour chart from July 20th, right around the time Ethereum took off. Again, Polkadot just tends to recover slower, but Polkadot has been showing some very decent signs of bullish momentum. And if that continues across the market, I expect Polkadot to hit some of these higher price targets of around $28 to $31. So as long as the bullish momentum keeps up in the market for the price targets, I'll be looking at Polkadot for the time being. It's got to work its way well above $23 with some strength. It pushed around 23.7, but I want to see Polkadot push back up into the 23s with strength. And then my initial price target is going to be around 24.8. Above there, I'll keep my eye on 28.3, and above there, $31. Pullback targets, 22.7, $21, and 19 for Polkadot. Looking at ADA's daily chart, let's turn our notes on from last time. We talked about ADA yesterday, but ADA is one of the most bullish things that I'm seeing in the market right now. As far as price action goes, I would not be surprised to see it push towards all-time highs and higher soon. As far as the market pullback went today, ADA was pretty much unfazed as Bitcoin dipped down to those lower prices. ADA did pull down a bit, don't get me wrong, and we are seeing a few signs of resistance at this level around 225, but the fact that it's held up so much, and also everything going on with ADA right now, smart contracts around the corner, the timing of this could not have been more perfect. I really don't think there could have been a better time for Cardano to be releasing smart contracts. Bit of a resistance here at 225 is pretty clear. You see those strong wicks. There may be a bit of a pullback to 214, even possibly $2. But with smart contracts right around the corner, with the market pumping the way that it's pumping, I would not be surprised to see ADA push towards all-time highs and higher. So as far as price targets go for the time being, keeping a very close eye on ADA, breakout target of around 244, and then from there potentially new all-time highs. Pullback targets for the time being, 214, $2. Below that, I keep my eye on 180, and on the lowest end, I keep my eye on 163. All right, crypto people, that's all for today. If you enjoy this content, if you find it brings you value, if you could just take a moment, scroll down, drop a like, maybe even leave a comment, helps this channel out a ton. I appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'm out.